Hi, everybody. This week we are going to begin our report writing lessons by looking at writing a report on elephants. So, first of all, we need to look at what does a report consist of? So, when we're writing information reports, we need to classify the animal. And remember, our question mark is our classification symbol. So we need to say, what type of animal is it? And a little reminder, the different groups of animals we've looked at are mammals, amphibians, birds, fish, and reptiles. So you have to classify your animal first. We then have to describe what the animal looks like. And when we're describing what the animal looks like, we have to use our adjectives. And we also need to do a little bit of research because animals have special names for different parts of their body. So we need to look up what the specific names are, such as when we're looking at the elephant's got tusks. So we need to do a little bit of research to know how to label the animal correctly. The next one is a picture of a house, and another word for this is the animal's habitat, so where the animal lives. We also need to look at the animal's diet or what the animal eats. And the new part of report writing that we're going to look at today is this kind of brain cloud or thinking cloud. And this is another interesting fact that you learned about the animal. So last week we looked at classifying animals. We looked at what the animal looks like. We talked about the different animals' habitats and the animal's diet or what it eats. And today, the new part is inclusion of an interesting fact about your animal. So, when we're doing a report writing, we first step is to carry out research. And my recommendations for carrying out research is to read books based on the animal and to watch videos about the animals. So, educational videos that tell us facts about the animals. So, we're going to look at step one, read a book today, and we're going to read the book about an elephant. And we are going to, while we're reading, see if we can focus on finding information for our report. So, what type of animal is it? What it looks like? Where does it live? Its habitat? What does it eat? Its diet? And maybe an interesting fact. So, let's go and have a look at the book now. Okay, so we are looking at this book, this chapter on elephants. And straight away, here is our first fact. Elephants are the world's largest land mammals. Okay, so we know our classification straight away. Elephants are mammals. And that's a really interesting fact. They're the world's largest land mammals. So I didn't know that. So that could be an interesting fact to keep for our report. They can weigh up to 15,000 pounds, which is 6,800 kilograms, and that is more than 4 cars. So elephants are mammals, the world's largest mammals that can weigh more than 4 cars. Whoa. Because elephants are so big, they need lots of food. They spend most of the day eating. So what do they eat? Elephants can eat more than 300 pounds of food in just one day. That's another interesting fact. They use their long trunk like a hand and they eat grass, roots, bark, and fruit. Okay, so I'm determining the importance here of what I've read. And I'm going to pick out the key information that I need for my report. So they eat grass, roots, bark, and fruit. So that's their diet. And they've also talked about the elephant's long trunk. So they've used the adjective long to describe the elephant's trunk. They've also given some interesting facts that they spend most of their day eating. So I'm learning a lot here. And here's a little fact box. Did you know there are two kinds of elephants? African elephants are bigger than Asian elephants. So there's two different types of elephants. That's also a really good, interesting fact. I'm learning a lot. Female elephants usually give birth to one calf at a time. Again, really interesting fact. Baby elephants are called calves. Calves weigh more than 200 pounds at birth. They are already heavier than many human adults. Calves drink their mother's milk. In the first year, they gain 3 pounds a day, and they are fully grown at about 10 years old. Did you know an elephant's tooth is the size of a brick? Each tooth weighs 4 pounds or more. Very interesting facts. So again, determining the importance of what we've read. We now know that another interesting fact, that female elephants give birth to one calf at a time. Baby elephants are called calves, and an elephant's tooth is the size of a brick. I think if I was reading a report on elephants, they're really interesting facts. So where are they? So now I know straight away we're talking about the elephant's habitat. Elephants roam the land in Africa and Asia. They live in grasslands, deserts, forests, and swamps. They live together in small family groups. So they live over here in Africa and in Asia. So that's where the elephant's habitat is. So Africa and Asia in grasslands, deserts, forests, and swamps. Elephants may be the largest on land, but they are tiny when compared to the big blue whale. A fully grown elephant still only weighs as much as a blue whale's tongue. So that's if you were looking, I think the next chapter talks about the big blue whale. But we're focusing on the elephant today. So you might be interested in looking at the big blue whale and you can read the rest of this book yourself. But let's go back now and put all our information we've learned together. Okay, so now I've read my book, I'm going to gather my information. And when we're using our gathering information stage, we can just use bullet points because we're going to use the bullet points then to write our report. So the first thing we're looking at is classification. Well, we know straight away that the elephants are mammals. What do they look like? Well, they have sharp tusks, a grey body, long trunk, and large ears. Who can remember what they ate? Yeah, they ate plants, grass, fruit, berries. So you could add some more here. We can actually say fruit, berries. Where did they live? They lived in Africa and Asia, grasslands and deserts, and they also lived in swamps. So I'm going to add information as I go. An interesting fact that I learned is that they are the largest mammal in the world. I also learned a baby is called a calf. So you can write in some other information here. And we haven't covered this symbol yet, so we're just going to move on. We're going to cover that in the next lesson. So now I've gathered all my information, what I need to do now is write it into a report. So here's one I prepared earlier. I'm just going to move it over so you can see. So I've made my full sentences. So the first thing you would have is a picture of your elephant, and you and me and you know that we need to label all the different parts. So classification, elephants are mammals. So we've gone from using our bullet points of mammals to writing into a full sentence, elephants are mammals. Elephants have a long trunk and large ears. They have sharp tusks. Habitat, where do they live? Elephants live in Africa and Asia. They are found in grasslands and deserts. Diet. Elephants eat plants such as grass and small plants. And the interesting fact that we picked earlier, elephants are the largest animals in the world. They can weigh up to 6,000 kilograms, or a baby elephant is called a calf. And you could put in more than one interesting fact. The main thing is that when you're looking at doing your report writing now, is that when you're gathering the information, you're gathering classification, appearance, habitat, diet, and interesting fact. And I really look forward to seeing what you come up with.